We're now going to cover our next topic, which is to disregard the doubters. This will help to stop people holding you back from moving forward. In 2002, we had dinner with some really good friends of ours, literally our best friends. And over dinner, we were talking about our therapy and how we were really excited with the results that we were getting. Now, our friends, Matthew and Jean, absolutely great couple, and they actually said to us, what is it that you see long-term with your therapy? And at that time, we told them that we felt that the therapy we had was so effective and we were so excited about it that we really wanted to share our therapy with as many people as possible. And we felt the best way to do that would be through the media. Now, when we told our friends that that's what we wanted to do and we wondered whether there was some way that we could get into television, instantly they both said to us, look, you're not going to be able to do that. Getting into TV is so difficult. Getting into the media, everybody wants to do that. You know, just think that you should lower your sights because it's very unlikely that's ever going to happen. Now, if we'd have listened to Matthew and Jean, our friends, then we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now. We wouldn't have helped the amount of people that we've helped, whether that's in person or through the medium of television and media. And we actually, in that moment, realised that you've got to disregard the doubters because people can literally hold you back. There's a lot of famous faces and a lot of famous people that you will actually know yourself who have completely disregarded the doubters, and thank goodness that they did.
A truck driver named Elvis went to perform in a place called Nashville. He was told at the end of the concert by the manager, do you know what? You're better off sticking to truck driving because you ain't going to make a career in this. Can you believe that? Elvis, the king of rock and roll.
We'd like to now share with you the reasons why people may doubt you moving forward or following your dreams.
If you have an idea or a dream or something that you want to do in your future and you tell that to someone, the first thing that they've got to do is comprehend what they want to do that. So quite often when someone says, what do you want to do that for? Why do you want to do that? It's because they're actually saying is they wouldn't want to do that. But unfortunately, when that's communicated to you, you can see that as, well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that. And they'll talk you out of it. So you've got to consider that all they're trying to do is impose their opinions as to whether they would want to do it or not. So disregard them.
So another reason why doubters may doubt is because they don't want to lose you. And what we mean by that is that out of love, somebody might fear that if you take that next step, if you move up that ladder, that they may lose you, that you might find new friends, or that you might not want to hang around with them anymore. So just consider when somebody's doubting what you want to do in your life, what is their motive? And like we said, it might not even be out of malice. It might simply be out of love because they're frightened of losing you.
Another reason why people might doubt is basically because of jealousy. Because if you tell them that you want to do something and they haven't got the self-belief in themselves to be able to do that themselves, they will be jealous if you achieve it because they would know that they would have to look at you having achieved the dreams that they wanted. So they will try and talk you out of those dreams. They will say things like, why do you want to do that? You shouldn't do that. And basically they will doubt you because they are hearing from you something that they really want to do themselves but can't.
So yeah, so a lot of people will sabotage just out of jealousy. I'm sure you've had that experience where you tell somebody, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'd like to do, what do you think? And they come back with, well, from what I know. Now, the irony is that quite often they actually don't. So they only have a limited area of expertise, but yet they're putting that on you and putting you off doing what you want to do. A great example of that is our friend Matthew. Now, our friend Matthew is a lawyer. He's dealt with a lot of actors, and what he was actually doing to us was saying, the actors that I have dealt with have really struggled to get jobs. It's not that easy. And therefore, he was applying that knowledge to us. But in actual fact, that knowledge was really different. So what he actually knew wasn't relevant to us. So if you hear those words, from what I know, really consider what expertise does that person really have? How qualified are they? And in any event, as we said all along, disregard the doubters.
When you consider disregarding the doubters, you've also got to consider some people out there just don't like anyone doing well. It doesn't matter who it is. You'll know those people because they'll talk about people in the media and go, who do they think they are? Look at them doing that. And you know they just talk negatively about anyone who's doing well in their life and anyone who's succeeding. Do you know what? Don't listen to those people. In fact, better still, keep away from them.
We segregate people and our friends into 3 categories, and this is something that you might want to consider. So the first category are people that are supporters, and those are the people that stand by you no matter what, maybe a parent or a sibling or a friend. Then there's igniters, which is the second group of people, and igniters are the people that if you ring them with an idea and think, oh, I'm thinking of doing this, they will be the ones that say, do it. There's absolutely no reason why you can't.
Those people make you feel amazing, don't they?
So igniters really make you feel good and make you believe that you can achieve anything. Now, the third group of people are what we call draggers. And you're going to know your draggers because, and we would suggest doing the mobile phone test here. Imagine that your phone's ringing and you pick your phone up and you go, when you do that, you know that that person happens to be a dragger. If they can actually drag the energy out of you just by seeing their name come up on your phone, then you've got to consider what is that person doing when you're actually spending time with them. Now, with regards to disregard the doubters, obviously we're strongly recommending if you're going to ask anybody for an opinion or for advice, speak to your igniters or supporters only. Make sure you don't ask advice from a dragger. A gentleman that we worked with, he actually didn't disregard the doubters, and sadly, as a result of that, he tried to take his life 3 times. Stephen Day was a man who 10 years ago was involved in an incident where his car was carjacked, in essence. And as a result of that, he went on to have post-traumatic stress disorder. The symptoms of that post-traumatic stress disorder also manifested in a number of items, and he was diagnosed with non-epileptic seizures, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, myoclonic jerks. He literally couldn't even make a cup of tea. Now, for 10 years he suffered. He went to see psychiatrists, psychologists, neurologists, psychotherapists, and every one of them told him that he could not be cured. The best he could hope for was to manage his symptoms, and he was on a cocktail of very strong medication, including antipsychotics. So because he listened to the doubters and was told he could never get better, Stephen felt like he was a burden on his family and therefore decided that he no longer wanted to be such a burden, and he tried to commit suicide 3 times. Thankfully, he got found every single time. And then we received a plea from his wife asking us to help her husband. She also sent a short video of him actually having a myoclonic jerks and fitting. We saw Stephen, and in 50 minutes, we helped to change Stephen's life. And as a consequence of helping Stephen overcome post-traumatic stress disorder, helping him to see that situation from a different perspective, we actually were able to get him over all his symptoms, including the jerks. And since we saw Stephen, he's now working. He's had a holiday. He no longer has fits or jerks, does he? And he's just a completely changed man.
Stephen says he's got his life back. He's had his first holiday in 10 years. He was unemployed before. He's got a job. Not only has he got a job, he set his own business up, and his life has totally transformed.
So listening to the doubters almost killed Stephen, but there's always a way. Anything's possible. So don't listen to them. Just listen to your heart and what you want from your life.